What is up everyone, Movie Worm back again with another review, and it's going to be for the 2021 film Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and this is directed by Destin, Cretton, and stars Simi, Leung, and Awkwifana. Now this tells the story of Shang-Chi, who is drawn into the Ten Rings organisation as his past starts to catch up to him. Well, isn't it great to have Marvel back into the swing of things and back on our cinema screens? I was very intrigued going into phase 4 because we were going to be introduced to a whole host of new characters. Alternate universes opening up were very much rumoured, and that looks to be the case now. But if Shang-Chi is anything to go by, strap me in because I'm all for it. Now this film has a ton of great stuff going for it, but I gotta mention the incredible action that we have on board here first. This is the second time this year I've seen an absolutely epic fight scene on a bus along with the film Nobody there. But the first time, I think, in forever that I've seen a fight scene that takes place on a construction site involving scaffold poles and stuff. And it was absolutely jaw-dropping to watch. They utilised this location so well, and I just couldn't take my eyes off the screen. It was some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen Marvel do. And Shang-Chi is an absolutely brilliant kung fu movie as well as a superhero film. Now maybe I should have started with the story aspects of this, but them fight scenes, man, they were just awesome to watch. However, I do feel this is one of the most well written and thought out Marvel movies to date here. Our characters just travel to these mystical worlds in very creative ways, and it all has a meaning behind it. It's just a very unique approach from Marvel, apart from maybe Black Panther that maybe had a similar feel where we're traveling to Wakanda and stuff. But this was so interesting and, you know, just really great to watch this world unravel in front of our eyes. And it was just a really, really well thought out movie, and I really appreciated this world that had been built here for us. I mean, so much rich history is given to these locations and these characters who inhabit these worlds, and you can't help but get fully invested, especially when someone is like telling a story from 1,000 years ago that happened there. Your eyes are just fixated on the screen and you're taking it all in, and it all is based around Asian culture there. And it just is a very fitting theme for the movie, and it all stays true to it. Everything from the costume design, the story, characters, locations is all intertwined into it, and it works so well. And by the way, the costume design, just touching on that, is absolutely awesome in this movie. I really like Shang-Chi as a main protagonist as well. I mean, I think he's going to be a pretty big character for Marvel going forward. He just comes out with some absolutely amazing fighting styles here, and he's just a very likeable character. However, I do feel like the side characters were a little bit more interesting. Katie, played by Awkwifana, who I thought was going to get on my nerves at the start of the movie, was a real hilarious character. She came up with some great one-liners and stuff, but it wasn't just that. She had a lot of heart to her, a lot of personality, and she's just a very likeable character. And there is another character in this movie who's kind of a side character who I'm not going to mention because it was a nice surprise to see him, but he had some of the best comedic moments in this entire film, and I was absolutely laughing my ass off at him. And that's another thing here. Marvel just get the humour spot on. I mean, they just get it right every time nearly, don't they? No one really quite does the humour like Marvel, and Shang-Chi is no exception. Now, a lot of this film is to do with Shang-Chi's father as well as Shang-Chi. That is not a spoiler. We learn this very early on in the movie, but it's really a guessing game for the viewer involving him. You never quite know if he's a villain or a bad guy, or are his motivations justified? Is what he's doing really wrong? And you're kept guessing all the way through to the third actor, and I thought that was a very well written character for Ken Leung there, and he put in a great performance as well. You never quite know which story path he was about to go down. By the way, this guy carries these 10 rings, and this is one of the best weapons Marvel actually has on their hands, I believe, or arms, should I say. I mean, just seeing these things swing around and take people out, I never got tired of it. It was brilliant to watch. And it can go down now with one of the best Marvel weapons that they've come out with. So you just sit very nicely there in between Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer there, 10 rings. Thank you very much. Now, although this is a welcome freshen up with all these worlds that have been created and stuff, and something like we haven't really seen involving the story, I do feel like it still goes down the generic Marvel movie path. Unless you're Infinity War or Endgame, everything is going to be pretty much predictable, isn't it? And Shang-Chi does suffer from that as well. But personally, I don't think that's a bad thing. I just wish Marvel had shaken up a little bit there more often. Now, this is a minor nitpick here, but the first and third act are absolutely explosive here. It's all in the middle in that second act there that it just slows down a little bit. But this is where we learn a lot of the rich history that I was talking about earlier. You know, learning about these worlds and stuff, these characters, what's happened in the past. So I wouldn't say it's like boring or anything, because you're fully invested into what's going on, but after the fifth gear of the first act, it puts you right into third for quite a long time there, and it does feel a little bit stretched out. But like I said, it's a minor nitpick. Everything is still really interesting. It just loses a little bit of pace in the centre. After knowing nothing about this character or the comics or anything like that about Shang-Chi, I came out of this movie very happy indeed. I wouldn't say I was surprised, because I have full faith in Marvel these days, and it was a very, very welcome addition to the MCU. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings an 8.5 out of 10. Seriously, one of the best movies of the year for me. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for Shang-Chi is that Simi, the star of the film, who plays Shang-Chi of course, asked Marvel for a role in December 2018. When the movie was finally made, he retweeted that tweet, thanking Marvel on the 20th of July. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Got a lot more reviews coming, lots more videos, and if you want to comment about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, or Marvel in general, Phase 4, whatever you want, leave it down below, and I'll reply to every single one of you, I promise. Take it all easy guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.